5 more minutes of Multicast talking about IGMPv3. 1 and 2 are pretty straightforward. 3 adds an interesting little wrinkle to it. Um, besides the certifications, I've been the subject matter expert on IPv4 Multicast for a while, so that's why you're listening, and I have actual experience doing it. The V3 got kind of interesting. It allowed us to do source-specific multicast in some interesting ways. And source-specific is a way of doing multicast without needing rendezvous points. And we haven't talked about rendezvous points yet, but the source-specific is useful. And in this case, what can happen is now a client can actually say, not just I want this group, but I know who the sender is. I know who that source is. I want that. Now, it does it out of band. It's not part of this multicast conversation. The application needs to know that, to be able to feed that to the machine for it to do that. That could be pre-programmed or it could be other methods, but okay. And there's another group set up. With Cisco, you have to enable IGMPv3 on that PIM interface. Otherwise, it's only going to do version 1, version 2. With this one, particularly because now I have this exclude and include capability, so I can say I want everything but, or I want these specific sources, that we have a whole new group that we're using for kind of management communication. And the note here is all hosts respond to queries, and with this include exclude, if I want this and you want something, same group but different variations on it, router needs to know that. So we no longer are hiding. And IGMP3 typically is newer applications, quite well designed. They could be really lovely and work quite well. And notice we're doing these reports now to a different group. Rather than with V1, we said we used the group we're asking about, we want to join, we send to that. And with V2, we introduced 224.0.0.2 to do some of this work, and now we've got 224.0.0.22. And remember, with that range of multicast addresses, they're all going to be a TTL01, which makes perfect sense because this kind of thing doesn't make any sense crossing a layer 3 boundary. It's all about, I want this traffic. Hey, router, I want this traffic. You go route it from wherever you need to. Okay. And so same kind of thing where we're doing these queries, and all the devices reporting back on what they want, what they need, so the router can keep sending out the right traffic, the traffic that this segment needs, this VLAN. Okay, that's it for V3. And this is about the receiver interactions. And if you're going to ask questions, and this is a nice aside here, it is the sender doesn't need to do all this stuff. The sender sends. If I'm the data provider for a group, I just start sending. The router hears it, and the router's got work to do. So, but you don't need to do any kind of reports or anything else. You're sending, and everything's good until you stop sending. Now, when you stop sending, eventually, eventually we'll start to tear down the connections to other devices because there's nothing to be sent anymore. So that's it. Thanks for watching, and there's more where this came from.